DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
Hey everybody, it's Dan Cheney back with you yet again for another Music Charts Archive show here on DJNTV. And this week we're going to go back 30 years ago, back to the top 10 songs from the week of November 4, 1989. So let's start the chart. At number 10 that week, we have Love Shack by the B-52s. Now this was the band's first top 40 hit and the song that broke the B-52s into the mainstream. Before this, songs like Rock Lobster and Private Idaho were just minor chart hits. Love Shack would go on to peak at number 3. The inspiration for the Love Shack was a cabin where band member Kate Pearson lived for a while in the 70s. The real Love Shack burned down in late 2004, and all that remained after the fire was the frame and the tin roof. At number 9, we have Paula Abdul and It's Just the Way That You Love Me. Now, this song was first released as the second single from her Forever Your Girl album after Knocked Out, but it didn't go anywhere and stalled at number 88. But after the success of number one songs that followed, like Straight Up, Forever Your Girl, and Cold Hearted, The Way That You Love Me was re-released in its original edit and was a big hit, peaking at number 3. At number 8 on our list this week is Dr. Feelgood by Motley Crue. Now this was the 7th chart single for the band and it was their first top 10 hit. Now it was the title song from their 5th studio album. Dr. Feelgood was the band's only gold single and the album was their only number 1 album. While recording the album, producer Bob Rock often had the members record their tracks separately because of their inability to get along at times. At number 7 on our list of the top 10 hits from November 4th, 1989 is Bobby Brown and WIT'CHA. Now this was the 5th and final single from Brown's breakthrough album Don't Be Cruel. All 5 songs from that album made the top 10 and this one peaked right here at number 7. L.A. Reid and Babyface perform on the track as well as produce, and the group After 7 provides background vocals. Coming in at number 6, we have Aerosmith and Love in an Elevator. Aerosmith continued their 80s comeback with the album Pump, and this was the lead single from that album. It was starting to go back down the chart after peaking at number 5. They recorded the album in Vancouver, actually around the same time that Motley Crue was recording Dr. Feelgood at the same studio. The song received a Grammy nomination, but lost out to the Traveling Wilburys. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Music Charts Archive show. This week we are going down the top 10 songs from the week of November 4th, 1989, 30 years ago. So let's get back into it. At number 5, we have Bad English and When I See You Smile. Now, Bad English was a supergroup whose members included singer John Waite and Journey musicians Neil Schon and Jonathan Cain. This was the second single from their debut album. The first single, Forget Me Not, failed to reach the top 40, but this song would jump to number 1 in the following week and stay there for a couple weeks. It was actually written by songwriter Diane Warren, whose work includes number 1 songs like Because You Love Me by Celine Dion, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith, and Unbreak My Heart by Toni Braxton. At number 4 for the week, we have Tears for Fears and Sowing the Seeds of Love. Now, this was the 4th and last top 10 hit for the English band formed by Roland Orzabal and Kurt Smith, and this song was the first release from their album The Seeds of Love. The duo broke up after this album. Musically, Sowing the Seeds of Love sounds a lot like a Beatles song from late in their career. It peaked at number 2 and was kept out of the number 1 spot by the next song on our list. At number 3 for the week, Miss You Much, Janet Jackson. Now, Miss You Much had spent the previous 4 weeks at number 1, and it was the first release from her monster album Rhythm Nation 1814, an album that would produce 7 top 5 hits and 4 number 1 hits. Miss You Much was the second best-selling single of the year and the biggest radio airplay song of the year. It was her second career number 1, and to date Janet Jackson has had 10 number 1 songs. Now, much of the album, the song was written and produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. At number 2 for the week, New Kids on the Block and their song Cover Girl. Now, this was the 5th release from their album Hanging Tough, and all 5 were top 10 hits. Now, this second album might not have happened because their first album didn't do well at all, but producer Maurice Starr convinced the record company to give them another shot, and it certainly paid off. Now, Donnie Wahlberg had lead vocals on Cover Girl, and that song peaked right here at number 2. And coming in at number 1 for the week of November 4th, 1989, it's Roxette and Listen to Your Heart. Now, Listen to Your Heart was the 3rd chart single in the U.S. for the Swedish duo and their second number 1 song. The Look was their first number 1 song. This was the first song to hit number 1 in the U.S. without being released in a 7-inch vinyl format. Now, a Belgian dance group called DHT released a dance version of the song that reached the top 10 in 2005. Roxette member and co-writer Per Gessel said the inspiration for the lyrics came from a talk with a friend who was going through an awkward divorce. Well, that's it. Those were the top 10 songs 30 years ago this week on November 4th, 1989. Please give the video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments which songs are your favorites, and share the video if you would. I like several songs on the list this week, but I especially have to give it up for Sowing the Seeds of Love and for Love Shack. Cosmic Thing by the B-52s was the first CD I ever owned. Thanks for joining me on the Music Charts Archive show on DJNTV. My name's Dan Cheney, and be sure to join me again next time. Thanks for watching.